So you just paid $300 at the vet and they handed you this. What if I told you the exact same active ingredient is right here in Tractor Supply for just $23? So I want you to take a look at this product right here. That's chlorhexidine, and it's 2% chlorhexidine. I don't know if you can make it out right there. If you look right here on the screen, you're going to be seeing that this is what vets are actually prescribing. What's the difference? Main difference is one is a prescription that you're being charged an arm and a leg for, and the other is something you could come here and buy at Tractor Supply, like I said earlier, for $22.99 for the big bottle and $9.99 for the smaller bottle. And here's the crazy part. Chlorhexidine actually works in 3 different ways. It kills bacteria on your dog's skin, it kills fungus, which is the yeast that your dog may have, but it also destroys biofilm. In plain English, it's like an invisible shield. I need to show you why so many people using this exact same shampoo are still seeing yeast coming back 2 weeks later. The answer is in the next 3 products. Come with me. I want you to check this product out over here. Diatomaceous earth. You've never seen this before. Let me tell you exactly what you're looking at. This is nothing more than fossilized algae. They have been using this in livestock and agriculture for decades, which is exactly why Tractor Supply carries it right over there and not in the dog section. Okay, if you notice, I'm actually over here in the horse section, and even better yet, the chicken section over here, right? Because diatomaceous earth is given to chickens. And also you can use it to treat your yard if you got fleas or ticks. They sell them in bigger bags, as you can see. Here's the first thing I need you to hear before you hear anything else about diatomaceous earth, and that's that it must be food grade. Must be food grade. If you notice here, it's talking about all the different type of animals that you could give this to. Make sure it does not say pool grade or filter grade. It says food grade. Remember, pool grade has been chemically treated. It could harm your dog. So that you could compare, here's another one. It says food grade. That's what you're looking for. Now, this is what this does on the protocol. You can actually dust this on your dog's skin and fur. And what it's going to do is it's going to keep away all the external parasites like fleas, ticks, mites. This stuff is completely mechanical. It's not chemical, meaning that fleas, ticks, and mites cannot adapt to it. This, under a microscope, is nothing more than like little glass shards, and it actually cuts into their exoskeleton and it kills them. While the chlorhexidine is killing the yeast, the diatomaceous earth is making sure that you don't have any external parasites trying to get in or breaking the skin or surface that can make yeast actually reproduce and thrive. But here's the kicker. You could also give diatomaceous earth in your dog's food. In fact, diatomaceous earth contains silica, and silica in the gut is what helps repair the very same thing yeast has been destroying, which is the gut lining integrity. That same gut lining is what keeps 70% of your dog's immune system going. Now, I do have to tell you, when you are applying this, make sure that you keep this away from both your face and your dog's face, because it will become caustic if you breathe it in, if it gets in your eyes or your nose. Same for your dog. So make sure to apply it in a ventilated area. Chlorhexidine, how to apply it. Now, you're not going to be using this like a regular shampoo. You're not just lathering this up and then just rinsing it out. Contact time is the whole game. You got to work it into a lather, get into the skin folds, the paw pads, underbelly, armpits, and then just let it sit for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Set a timer if you have to. That's actually what allows chlorhexidine to break down the biofilm, that transparent shield that bacteria and yeast love to live under. Well, this breaks it up, but it needs that time to be able to do it. Then go ahead and rinse it clean. Now, a lot of you hit me up and ask me, how often do I do this? Well, in the active yeast infection stage, you could do it between 2 and 3 times a week. Once the skin dies down, then you only want to do it once a week. Diatomaceous earth, how to apply it? 2 ways, external and internal. External, take a small amount and dust it into your dog's coat. Make sure to work it down with your hands down to your dog's skin. How often do you do this? Once a week for maintenance is more than enough. By the way, this has no taste, So when you're going to use it internally for your dog, you go ahead and add a small amount into their food. Once a day is more than enough. Now, here's the beauty of this. This stuff right here also deworms. It will slice up and tear up all of the parasites that are in your dog's intestines without hurting your dog in any way. For a dog under 50 pounds, half a teaspoon is more than enough, and over 50 pounds, a full teaspoon is fine. One last thing, it also has no smell, so your dog doesn't even know it's in there. If you have a picky eater, just make sure to go ahead and mix it. They won't even know it's there. Now here's what's actually happening in your dog's skin. Think of it like a brick wall. When it's sealed, there's no gaps. Every brick is nice and tight. There's mortar around it. There's no leaks. And in being no leaks and no gaps, yeast cannot get through. But when your dog has chronic yeast, that wall has cracks. The mortar's missing. And those cracks is exactly what the yeast walks right back into every single time that you give your dog a bath. You washed it off, but you left holes in the wall that allows it to come right back through. And that's exactly what this next product I'm going to show you fixes. And I'm talking about none other than sardines. Yes, sardines. The omega-3 fatty acids, DHA and EPA, that are contained in sardines, they actually rebuild the lipid layer in your dog. That's that mortar, that leaky mortar, them holes. Yeah, that's it. It actually fills those in, keeping yeast from coming back. But it also drops the inflammatory response, the redness, the scratching, the itching, that hot feeling on the skin. This stuff brings it down. Here's the kicker. This does something that shampoo absolutely can't do. You see, the shampoo works on the outside. This works from the inside out. Now, I did leave Tractor Supply. I had to come to the grocery store. That's only because most of the fish oils in Tractor Supply have salmon in it. The problem with salmon is that it lives longer than a year. And fish that live longer than a year typically have higher mercury levels. Mercury can get into your dog and mess with their nervous system. That's why I opt for sardines. They don't live that long and their mercury levels are negligible. Now this next one, a lot of people miss because it's not in the pet section. This next one you can find anywhere. As you can see, I had to leave Tractor Supply because you can't find it there. But this is very cheap. We're talking about none other than apple cider vinegar. Does it have to be this brand or that brand? No, it really doesn't matter. What matters though is that it says the mother is there. That's important because you can see the mother here at the very bottom. That's where the good bacteria actually is at. And that's why it's important that you make sure that it's raw, unfiltered, and with the mother. That's what you're looking for. It's going to run you somewhere around $6 or $7. This one is Kroger brand, so it's a little cheaper. But that's the pricing you're looking at, $5 to $7. Here's what this does between baths. You see, you can't bathe your dog every single day because if you did, you'll be stripping away that very mortar that the sardines is actually trying to rebuild again in your wall. But yeast keeps growing in between baths, especially in the hot spots. Between the pads, between the pads, under the arms, and around the skin folds. Apple cider vinegar changes the pH on the skin, and yeast cannot thrive in a low pH environment. The acid actually creates an environment where the yeast cannot multiply. Now, apple cider vinegar, how do you dilute it? You dilute it 50-50. That's 1 part water, 1 part apple cider vinegar. And that's the formula. It's really that simple. You could either put it on a spray bottle and spray away or put it on a cotton ball. It doesn't matter. Now, there's 3 areas you absolutely don't touch with this. That's the eyes, the ears if you're dealing with an active infection that has broken skin, and anywhere in the body where the skin is raw or broken. Keep it on intact skin only. You can do the hot spots daily with the spray or a cotton ball. At 50-50 dilution is actually mild. Now let's go over the full shopping list. We're talking about the QBN, Tractor Supply, and Kroger protocol. And if you want all this in writing, we're talking about product names, dilution, the entire protocol, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it pinned in the first comment below. I told you in the beginning of the video that each product has one particular job, and I still stand on that. Chlorhexidine kills on the surface. The sardine patches up the leaks on your brick wall. Diatomaceous earth guards against external parasites and also helps with the lining of the gut. ACV, or apple cider vinegar, changes the pH on your dog's body so that in between baths, yeast does not thrive. Now, that's a complete surface protocol, and it works. But here's what none of the 4 products do. They don't fill the multivitamin gap. They do not cover joint or anti-inflammatory support. They do not activate the immune layer from the inside that keeps yeast from coming back. They do not give your dogs the antioxidant support it needs so that everything you just built doesn't just wither away like a sandcastle in a big tide. Now, that is the gap, and the only thing I found that fills it in just 1 dose is Nuvet NuJoint DS. NuVet Plus covers the immune gap, NuJoint DS covers the joint gap, but also serves as a powerful anti-inflammatory. And together, they give you the inside skin barrier your dog needs to keep yeast from coming back. What's even easier, it's just 1 dose every single day. That's 1 NuVet wafer, and NuJoint DS is weight-based, so depending on your dog's weight, depends how many wafers you're gonna get. If you're watching this on TV, I want you to get your phone. And I want you to point your phone right over here. I'm gonna be dropping a QR code so that you could order NuVet and NuJoint DS. Remember, when you order with AutoShip, you get an additional 13% off. Now, before I let you go, I need to say something. Everything I showed you today is the surface layer. And if your dog has a mild yeast issue, this protocol is gonna do a whole lot of good. And I mean that. For some of you that are watching right now, your dog's yeast has been coming back for months. You've already tried the shampoos. You already changed the food. And you've done every single thing that the vet told you, but it keeps coming back. But here's the truth. If it keeps coming back, the surface is not the problem. What's happening is way deeper. It's in a place that nobody even thinks about looking. And it's not the skin, it's not the ears, and it's not the food. I've got a video that actually tells you exactly where yeast begins in your dog's body. And once you watch that one, you can't unwatch it, meaning the information you get from it, you'll never forget. And everything I showed you today will click into place at once. That video you see on the screen, make sure to watch it next. Otherwise, you only have half the answer. It's been Raul from the Q. Be catching you right here.